I don't know how exactly, but somewhere along the line, this is all going to go very, very wrong. Hello everyone, it's me Sarah, welcome back to my channel and welcome to yet another Preptober video. Last time we focused on project theft. Today we are focusing on Abingdon House, my attempt at my very first middle grade novel. Today we are going to be creating the characters for Abingdon House, but we're going to create them with a twist because we're going to cheat. I'm usually okay with creating characters. They come to me pretty easily. For some reason, the characters for Abingdon House, I just can't do it. I don't know what it is, I don't know why, but I just cannot create these characters the way that I normally create characters because they're 12. And I'm like, do I create them the same way as I do with YA characters? Do I give them the lie that they believe and their, you know, the issues that they have to overcome by the end of the book? And I don't know what it is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but middle grade characters don't ever seem to have the same, I'm going to say depth, as YA characters, but I'm not saying that middle grade characters don't have depth. It's just that YA characters seem much more complex and they have their wants and needs that they're working towards, and I don't know, like, do 12-year-olds have that? Really? Do they? I don't. So I've just been having so much trouble trying to think to myself, right, it's a 12-year-old child I'm trying to write here, like, how do I create them? So it's been difficult, it's been so tough, and I don't want to fall into the same traps I usually do when I create characters, which is one of them sort of pessimistic and sarcastic, one of them is happy and cheerful and positive with life, and another one is like calm and contemplative and shy. Like, that's my fallback for my characters if I'm having trouble, and I don't want to do that with Abingdon House. So we are going to have, where's this last one? Some fun. Today we're creating my characters, but because I can't do it, we are literally going to pull my characters out of a hat or out of these containers that I have, and that's what we're doing today. I'm going to create the characters the same way I always create all of my characters, which is very, very basically, I don't bother giving them a backstory. Don't need that. I focus on their base personality and I focus on their traits, and I'll eventually think of their motivation. But apart from that, like, that's my character. That's it. The depth of the character, all the nuances and everything, that comes when I'm writing the novel and I get to explore them as a character rather than sort of deciding exactly what they're going to do in exactly these situations. Like, I want to see what happens as I'm writing it, because as humans we don't know how we're going to act in anyone's situation until we're in that situation. So that's what we're going to do. I use two different ways shoved together to create my characters. The first one is I use my 1, 2, 3 method, which is where each character has one value, which is the thing that they value most, so things like friendship or independence or family. They have 2 flaws, so they're quick-tempered, they're aggressive, they're blunt, 2 negative qualities, and they have 3 traits. It's weird saying traits, 3, I'd say, positive qualities. So they are graceful, they're creative, they're athletic, things like that. So that gets me the base of their personality. And then I also use Aristotle's doctrine of the mean to help create a little bit of depth within their personality. Basically, Aristotle believed that the best way to live your life was to follow the doctrine of the mean, which is basically the middle point between an excess or deficiency of a virtue. So things like courage or pride or generosity. And these 2 ways pushed together, that's how I create my characters. That's how I create the base of my characters, their foundations, and then I'll build up on them, their personality, their reactions, their quirks and things like that as I write the story. So basically we have values in one, flaws in another, traits, and then Aristotle's in here. And I'm just going to go through the characters that I need. I'm going to pick what I need from these tubs, and what we end up with is the characters. I can see this going very wrong, and I can see this being very contradictory, and I hope I've got enough things in here to cover all of the characters. We have 5 characters I want to focus on. Who are the 5, I suppose, most seen characters? None of them have names, none of them have motivations. I have a brief sort of description of most of them. That's all I have. The first is the main character. She is 12 going on 13. She is a magic user. The second 2 are her best friends. One of them is a mermaid, merboy I should say actually, and the other is a human. And then the other 2 characters are slightly older. They are 16. One of them is Vanessa. She's the only one with a name, but that's because for some reason I had in my head a character calling this character Nessie and going, Nessie is not my name, don't call me that, it's Vanessa. So her name is Vanessa, and another adult who both act as guardians and bodyguards to the main character. So they are the 5 characters I want to focus on. Obviously there's parents and secondary characters and tertiary characters, but I don't care as much about them as I do these 5. So we're going to get straight to it. Let's begin with our values. So my main character, values more than anything. Oh, family. Okay, I'm happy with that. That's not terrible. That's good. I like that we got family for that. It helps, mostly because this whole thing gets kicked off when she discovers that her grandmother that she didn't know existed, because MC is adopted, has died. So family is very important to her. Let me... Oh, traits. Sticker keeps coming off. Right, I've got 1. And I've got... Oh my god, is that... Okay. I have 2 flaws. We've... Oh my god. She is selfish. Okay, I'm sure I can work with that. And she is... Ooh... quick-tempered. Okay, I can work with both of those. I've already got a selfish protagonist in one of my YA's projects, Faye, but okay, sure. On to the traits. 1, keep that out. 2, 3. Okay, her 3 traits are, she is confident. Okay, I don't usually have confident MC, so that's going to be fun. She is honest and selfish. That works. And she is kind. Okay, so I can work with that. Those sort of 3 traits go together quite well, actually. That's not a problem. The last one, her Aristotle, her virtue. And if I get my, actually, so I can see what the deficiency and the excess is. So if there is an excess of the virtue or a deficiency of the virtue, it becomes negative, and only when you are in the middle is a positive. So this really helps with creating conflict in the plot with the character itself, between other characters. We have 1, and hers is pride. Okay, no. That works well. That goes really well with confident, and it goes well with selfish. Okay, so her virtue is pride. Okay, so her excess is unambitious, and her deficiency is ambition. So if she has too much pride, she is unambitious. She doesn't need to go forward in life. If she has too little pride, she gets too ambitious. Okay. That actually works really well with the plot. I'm happy about that. Okay, so we need best friend, Number 1, the Merboy. And we'll begin again with the values. This is such a fun way. I don't have to do any hard work doing this, except setting it all up. Wealth, oh my God. Why wealth? Okay. 12-year-old obsessed with wealth. I can get behind that, I suppose. We're at floors. I have 1 and I have 2. That was open. He is vain, okay, and stubborn. All right, I can work with those two. Vain and wealth go very well together. Okay, we've got that. I've got traits 1, 2, 3. His trait, do I have enough? I should have enough. His traits are, he is athletic, bloody should be, he's a merboy, he's very good at swimming. He is loyal, okay, I can get behind that, and he is creative. All right, again, a good mix of those I can work with. Let's head over to Aristotle now. So his virtue is liberality. So let me find liberality. An excess of liberality is meanness, and a deficiency of liberality is extravagance. I will have to Google exactly what liberality means, but extravagance, wants to be rich, is, yeah, okay. Okay, it works. Best friend number 2. Values. So best friend number 2, she's a human. This is a magical realism story, by the way. So like magic exists, and vampires and mythical creatures, they just exist. It's all there. Okay, her value is, that says commitment, doesn't it? Her value is commitment. Okay, that's nice. I like that. Commitment is fun. Commitment is good. Am I doing floors next? We're doing floors. Her flaws are, don't be bad flaws. Don't be bad flaws. Obviously, flaws are bad-ish. Compulsive, okay, and insecure. All right, okay. Again, I can work with those. This is fun. This is so much not work. We have, they're all open. I can't look. Right, okay, I've got 1, 2, 3. Our 3 traits for best friend number 2. She is passionate, affectionate, okay, cool, and she is trusting. That is also a very good combination. And moving on to Aristotle of the mean. Her virtue is generosity. Okay, again, they fit. Excess of generosity is timidity. Doesn't quite make sense. And her deficiency is vanity. I like that. Okay, next, guardian, bodyguard. Just write bodyguard because the other one actually has a name and I can't believe it. Value is, oh my God, what does that say? Empathy. Okay, yeah, that could work. That could work. What am I doing next? Floors. Again, I can't look because they're all freaking open. What are these ones at the bottom that I can't quite reach? There we go. 2 floors. She's childish. Okay, that could work. And she is vague. That could also work. I have a plot point in regards to that character, so them being vague, it's very good. So we've got 1, 2, 3 traits. They are determined, perceptive, okay, and generous. All right, that goes on that one there. Last one, Aristotle's. There are others in there. Aristotle's virtues of mean. Modesty. Okay, so her virtue is modesty. Her excess is shamelessness, and her deficiency is shyness. Last one. I'm going to be really mean. I'm so sorry. Nessie. Let's start again with our values. I haven't got much more in here, to be fair. I've only got like a few. Ooh, I can see what they are. Close my eyes. Her. Okay. Her value is love. I can work with all of these in some way, and so hopefully they're not going to be hopefully they're not going to be too terrible, too bad. Two flaws. She is blunt. Okay, I imagined her as blunt. That's actually really good that I got that. And she is pessimistic. Oh my god, she's my stereotypical pessimistic, sarcastic character. They are always blunt and pessimistic. Oh my gosh. I wanted to avoid this with her, like, because the first thing I had in my head was her being like, don't call me Nessie, it's not my name. I was like, oh my gosh, she's going to be like this pessimistic person now, isn't she? She's going to be the sarcastic one. The one that's just like... And they're the exact flaws I pulled out of this bloody box, man. Now I have no choice but to create my stereotypical pessimistic character. 3. She is charismatic. Okay, I'll make it work somehow. She is reliable, and she is sincere. Can be blunt and sincere at the same time. It just means she's very truthful. And last but not least, the final doctrine of the mean, which if I take these out and put these in, just so I can shake it up a little bit, because I don't feel that they were mixing very nicely in that pot. No, don't fall on the floor. Right. Her virtue is truthfulness. This went a lot better than expected. I don't like it. Usually when I do stuff like this, it goes completely and utterly 100% wrong. Her virtue is truthfulness. Her excess is trivialization. And her deficiency is boastfulness. Okay. Okay. They are my characters. All done and dusted. There they are. Main character. Best friend number 1. Best friend number 2. The bodyguard. And Nessie. Beautiful. My next task now is to come up with motivations for all of them based on their virtues and their values, perhaps based on a little bit of backstory. I don't know. That is something I'm going to have to figure out a little bit later. I have literally pulled out all of my main characters for Abingdon House out of a hat because I wasn't bothered to do it the hard way. That went really well. That went too well. It went too well. I don't like it. But that we have it. That's done. That's dusted. They are my characters' personalities, their values, their traits, their flaws, their virtues, the things there in order to help me create their conflicts, their motivations, and hopefully it'll all be okay. So that is it for this video. Let me know down in the comments below, how is it you create your characters and how is your Preptober going? What tasks is it that you still have to complete for the rest of this month? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Good thoughts and happy writing.